Yo, everybody. Welcome back to All in Our Heads podcast with Joe Fernandes and Mike Gaffney after our long summer break.
Yeah, it's been about 3 months, right? 3.5, 4 months?
Yeah, we stopped in July for our summer
I think we
replenishment.
stopped before then.
Was it?
Yeah.
June, maybe?
Yeah, about June, I think.
All right, well, June, yeah, because we wanted the whole summer because, you know. And then the fall's starting and boom, that's it.
Boom, back.
Yeah, people are like, why'd you not do over the summer? I'm like, because we had nothing going on. We want a little relaxation. You got to clear the head.
Yeah, like when you had downtime, I don't want to have to do something.
Yeah, it's like miss us a little bit. You know what I mean? Maybe. You know what I mean? I want to hear, I've been looking for you guys in our podcast feed. Good.
Exactly.
Good, because that made us feel good.
Of your podcast.
Yeah. Now, if I can get 300 more of you to say that, I'd be feeling good about it.
That'd be nice.
It'd be nice. But, we got Donna V in the chat. Little R&R. Yep, you got it, Donna V.
Hey, Donna.
Oh, Donna's going from 2 profiles now. One has a headshot, one doesn't. I don't even know how this is working. All right. Well, welcome, Donna. She's got a podcast called, like, Mindful Mystics or some shit like that.
Way to give a plug, Joe.
I know. She just told me today. And I thought I had it.
As soon as you went into it, I knew you didn't have it. As soon as you went into it, I knew you weren't going to have it.
I don't know, Donna, in the chat, if you could give me the name of your podcast, I'll plug it. Because I called it Mindful Mystics. And let's see how close I was when she puts it in the chat. Or I can just go to my message. Open-minded mystics. Close.
Wow. What?
Open-minded mystics.
Got it. Oh, mystics.
I said mindful mystics.
Yeah, I don't even know if you said mystics.
I did say. Oh, I definitely said mystics because that was my favorite part of the show. Is the mysticism.
Is that a word?
Mysticism? Oh yeah.
That the way you said it?
Mysticism.
There you go. There's a T in there.
Why? What'd I say?
Not the T. You said mysticism.
Mysticism?
Yeah, if you listen back, I'm not making it up.
Probably just too Mississippi.
Yeah, it's Jersey.
Try and say Mississippi mysticism 5 times.
Can't say it slow once. My Jersey tongue gets in the way.
Try Mississippi. First try mysticism.
Mysticism.
Now say Mississippi mysticism.
Mississippi mysticism.
Now say that 5 times.
I think I tripped up on the first, but Mississippi mysticism. Mississippi mysticism. See, I gotta get a little speed bump at the T. You know what I'm saying?
And you were taking your time. The key is supposed to say it fast. Mississippi mysticism. Mississippi mysticism. Mississippi mysticism. Mississippi mysticism. Mississippi mysticism.
Not once did you. Only the last time did you say mysticism.
I did.
No, you didn't.
I did.
Okay, hold on. Thank God we're on a delay. I'll say that 5 times.
Okay.
I think I tripped up on the first, but Mississippi mysticism. Mississippi mysticism. Mississippi mysticism. I gotta get a little speed bump at the T. You know what I'm saying? And you were taking your time. The key is supposed to say it fast. Mississippi mysticism. Mississippi mysticism. Mississippi mysticism. Mississippi mysticism. Not once did you say a T until the end.
Yeah, well, because I'm trying to say it fast. You just don't hear it because of the speed of my speech.
Okay.
The T's in there. Do you remember the Micro Machine guy?
Silent T. Very silent.
Yeah. Mississippi mysticism. Mississippi mysticism. Mississippi mysticism. I'm hitting a hard T.
Okay.
All right. I'm just saying. It's like the toy boat thing. Can you say toy boat 5 times real fast?
Why? Toy boat? I can't say it the first time.
You can't say it well. Say toy boat.
Toy boat.
Now say it 5 times.
Toy boat. Toy boat. Toy boat. Toy boat. Toy boat. No.
Try it faster.
I can't go any faster. I'm really struggling
at that speed.
Toy boat. Toy boat. Toy boat. Toy boat. Toy boat. Toy. That's it. I'm done. You
Mississippi. Oh. I went to
challenge and did the old challenge.
I know, but I felt pumped and ready, and I called it Mr. Sizzy. Oh my God, that was awful. I didn't even get I just blended it. I was trying so hard to get that hard T.
You were.
That I called it Mr. Sizzy. So go check out Donna's Open-Minded Mystics is really what that was a commercial for.
Okay. Wow. That's a good plug.
You got to be open-minded to be a mystic. I mean, if you're If you're searching, yeah, you can't be a yeah, you can't believe in mysticism and be closed-minded.
No, that's like closed-minded optimist. What?
Yeah, that'd be a bad podcast. You guys think the universe is talking to us? Doubt it. Shouldn't you be open-minded? Yeah, if that was this podcast, that's the other podcast. This is closed-minded mystics. Nothing's helping us, and we're doomed.
Which is every other podcast.
Yeah, it's true. We are doomed. Oh. Off to the races. Tracy Locke, Kim Mazzella. You have to listen to this. Oh, so she tagged people in it. Nice. I'm taking a guess that they may be the other two open-minded mystics on the show.
One of them's got to be a closed-minded mystic.
Yeah. What? Yeah, Donna. Which one is the closed-minded mystic of all you three? I'm asking her shit talk her co-host right now. Well, actually, Tracy's playing a closed-minded. Actually,
dude. I saw this thing, and I wasn't going to bring it up. But it just came to my mind when we were talking about podcasts. I was on TikTok a couple of days ago, and there's like, you know how there's all these like crime podcasts, and this is, I don't know if you ever saw the clips of a woman and her husband. So like, I think it's Murder and Her Husband or something like that, and she reads like this whole report and a whole thing about a case. And they put in little pictures and maybe videos that were from, the news. So there's a story it's happened in 2000 and I want to say 6. Mm-hmm. I don't want to say it because it's so mind blowing. I don't want to even get into it, but I watched like a 20-minute thing on their YouTube page. I went from TikTok and went to their YouTube. It was like a 25-minute episode. Dude, the thing is, she'll read the crime and she'll read it. She must write a lot of, like, almost like a reporter. She reads out a whole story about it, and her husband has no clue about it. So he's hearing it for the first time.
Okay.
Which is reading it, and he's like, oh, this is crazy. And, like, but it was, I don't even want to.
Why? Why are you not going to give us information? What's the name of the podcast?
I'm going to get it right now. Give me a second.
Okay. Donna put closed-minded masochist. Now that is a great name for a podcast. Write that down.
Hold on. Oh. I want to read. But in order to read,
got to get reading glasses.
Got to get the reading glasses. Let's see. The name of the podcast is. Go away. That's the name of the
hell are you listening to?
That was an ad. This is Murder with My Husband is the name of the podcast.
Oh, that's a good name for a podcast.
With My Husband. And this is episode 78, I guess. And the case is Ryan Waller and Heather Kwan. And they have the infamous interrogation is what is subtitled.
You're not going to tell us about it?
All right. Anyway, I'll tell you about it. I don't want to because she does it so much better and draws it out so much more. And I'm not doing that. So
yeah, but like we're gonna get the basic version from you, and then people will go listen to the real version.
She starts this case, okay. It was Christmas, right? Christmas Day, and Ryan and his girlfriend Heather was supposed to go to Ryan's family's house for dinner.
Okay.
Everybody's calling them. This is like I said, 2006. So there's probably no cell phones. There's many cell phones. So everybody's trying to get in touch with both of them. No one's getting in touch with them. They're having dinner. Like, I don't know why he didn't come. Mm-hmm. So his father went to his house, to his apartment. Like, where the hell are you? So his father went after dinner about midnight, went to Ryan's house and called the cops because he couldn't get in for like a wellness check. So the cops. The father knocked on the door and was like, Ryan, and no answer. The cops came, knocked on the door, Ryan, and Ryan came to the door. His eye was fucking shot, like beat up, closed. His face was black. Okay. They asked him if he's okay. He's like, yeah, why? Like, I'm fine, but he's like kind of out of it. They could see over his shoulder a body on the couch. Mm-hmm. And they say, is she okay? And he's like, that's my girlfriend. Is she okay? We just got to make sure everybody's okay. He's like, yeah, she's okay. And he's just out of it. So the cops are like, well, we can't leave until we make sure everybody's okay because nobody found you and people were worried about you and we're here to do the job. So we want to come in. He was giving them a little hard time, like kind of confusing hard time. Finally, they let him in, and the father's waiting by his car, and all of a sudden he sees Ryan come out. He's like, oh, thank God he's okay, but he's in handcuffs. He gets put in the back of a cop car, separated from his father. He couldn't talk to his father. The girl is obviously dead on the couch.
Okay.
So they bring him. He's sitting in the car for 3.5 hours while the crime scene people come there. EMTs come to see if they can revive her and all this stuff, and then they leave. He's sitting in the car, back in the cop car for 3 hours. They finally take him to the interrogation room, and he's in there by himself, and he's like handcuffed to the desk, and he's just, you see his face is just, his eye like he got fucked up. His eye was like, and so like the camera could see his eye was messed up. His face was black. And he's like trying to like kind of stand up, and he keeps forgetting that he's handcuffed to the table. And he sits down. He's all just out of it. And they come in to look at him to take a picture of him, see if he's okay. The detectives asking him questions like, "What happened?" Like, and he is just like, "I just want to go home. I want to go to bed." They're like, "Well, you can't go to bed. You're not going home right now." What happened at your house? And he's like, "With the girl on the couch. Is that your girlfriend?" That was Kristen. She was there. It's like, no, that was Heather. Was Heather your girlfriend? Yeah, Heather's my girlfriend. What happened to your face? What happened to your face? And he's like, I don't know. He's like, did you get hit? Maybe Heather did it by accident. But Kristen was, and Dave. Like, just names. And he's out of it. And this is going on for another almost 3 hours. He's like, when you listen to him, it doesn't seem like he's intentionally like misleading them. It seems like he's out of it. It almost like he seems like he's drugged / like just a fucking mental case. He doesn't seem like he's doing anything intentional.
Okay.
Finally, the cop, this is after 6 hours of him, says, come here for a second, come close, I just want to see your injuries. And realizes something. Now, in the interrogation, this kid is given a bunch of stories. And the cop's going after him, finally pushing, and the kid's like, I don't know, like, I was just going to make up names because I can't remember the names. Greg and his dad, they came over and hit me and shot me and in the face. Like, you got shot in the face now. And the kid's like, yeah. He was there and he shot me. And he's like, what? Who shot you? I don't know. I just want to go to bed. And he couldn't get nothing out of him. But like I said, after 6 hours, he was like, come here for a minute. Got him closer. Looked at his fucking face. After all of that, they called the ambulance. The fire squad came back, took him to the hospital. This motherfucker was shot. He'd been shot. Through his nose and into his eye. He was being arrested for murdering his girlfriend. It actually was this guy and this guy's father came in, shot him twice actually, because he put the gun in the door and the gun shot a piece of his fucking head off. And then shot him through the nose and the eye, and he just passed out on the ground, and then shot the girl because she was a witness. Now,
I bet I would have a tough time recalling my evening if I got shot in the face. Like, who are you? I don't know, Mike, maybe. I don't know, but there's a bullet in my face.
But they never knew that.
Yeah.
However, if they would have
some detective work.
But if they would have checked him when the EMTs got there, even if you're the craziest murder scene and you're covered in your own blood and you're cut up, you get taken care of too. Just because you're the murderer doesn't mean you don't get looked at.
Yes, it's so crazy that they're questioning him without knowing he's shot in the head.
No one looked at him. 6 hours in
their
custody.
That's an awful police department.
Yes. So if you listen to the story, this poor fucking kid, man, was shot in the head. That's why I couldn't remember. His brain was bleeding. And this shit took place 2 days earlier. He's been in his house pretty much like a zombie. It wasn't even that day.
And this poor kid had bleeding on his brain. They took him to the hospital. They did emergency surgery. He had to have both of his eyes removed.
I know it's like so like that to laugh, but I'm picturing this guy. He had to get both his eyes removed. Like, imagine sitting there getting questioned when all this shit's going on in your head.
He's dead too. So just so you know, he was a young kid, and a few years later, he kept getting severe. Seizures, and died of a seizure. Died of a seizure. You know, in 2016, like at 32 years old.
Jesus.
You know what I'm saying?
Why'd you tell us the whole story?
That's the story. I told you I was going to tell you. You can go do the fucking watch the whole thing. She tells it better.
You're supposed to just give us the gist. You just blew it.
No, I told you I wasn't giving you the gist, and you told me not to. So
all right.
Fuck you.
What's the podcast? Open-minded murderers. Murder with my husband.
It's my phone. I'm not looking.
Murder with my husband.
Okay.
That was what it was called. Okay. Open-mindedly murdering with my husband. Mystic.
So, anyway, it was it blew me away, that story. I felt so bad for that kid.
Yeah. Donna V said, lived through herpes, gunshot wounds, dies of seizures.
I don't know what the herpes thing
is. Because when you were saying he had shit on his face, she was just
black.
doing...
His face was black from being shot.
Yeah, but before we knew that, we guessed herpes in chat.
So the thing is that no one knew he was shot in his face. If there's medical examiners and people who said, professional brain surgeons who said maybe if they knew 6 hours earlier, who knows what they could have done. He might have ended up the same way, but who knows? But 6 hours in an interrogation room with no medical attention, when your eye, if you look at the pictures of his eye, you were like, immediately when cops show up to a scene, they got to take the victim. You have something wrong with your eye. We're going to get you looked at. Even if you are the murderer, we're getting you taken care of.
Yeah.
But they didn't even track his eye. Fuck him. His eye was closed, dude. It was like fucking closed. And the bullet was lodged in his eye. Do you know
where this happened at? Like what city or police department? Or
I don't remember. She goes over all of that. And she goes over the law case that her family was suing. His family was suing.
Yeah.
So the guys, the guys who did it got charged with her murder, convicted with her murder, not convicted of attempted murder for him. But then he died in 2016. They're like they should be convicted of murder because he only died from seizures due to the fact they shot him in his head.
Right.
So even though they got a life sentence, she's just like for the family's own, personal. And they sued and for negligence and all that stuff that the cops just left him bleeding out pretty much in his brain while they asked him questions. And I think they'll explain it. She reads the whole court case like 2 weeks before the trial was supposed to begin. The judge drew it out.
I'll have to check it. I always wanted to try a crime podcast, but I've tried like audiobooks and stuff, like stories. Like I could do like biographies, but like whenever I do like fiction or something or some sort of murder mystery, I get bored. Is it like like you're just reading like documents, or is it like interviews, or is it like documentary style, podcast style?
It's podcast style like we're doing right now. Mm-hmm. Her next to her husband, and she's got her tablet open, and she's reading reports, things that she maybe wrote herself. I don't know how it's done. And then they spliced in like, video of the interrogation room, of the crime scene, that kind of stuff. They splice in the as she's talking.
Okay. Maybe I'll try something like that.
It's not bad.
They're very popular, the crime podcasts. They're like...
Yeah.
People always ask me, hey, did you hear that? No, I haven't.
I don't either. I'm not a big listen to anything kind of guy, but this was just on my TikTok, and that 3 minutes got me. I was like, wow, what the fuck, man? And then I clicked their link, and I had to watch the whole thing.
Nice.
And I wasn't going to bring it up, but you were talking, what the fuck were we talking about right in the beginning? That made me think, you said crime, something podcast and something, and I just thought about that crime podcast.
Huh. What Melinda says, I changed the channel at halftime to Gaffney to lower my heart rate. Are you watching our podcast? I don't know what the fuck that means.
Changed halftime to golf. Changed it halftime.
Oh, maybe she's talking about football?
Jets, maybe.
Maybe there's a conversation in the chat that I'm not privy to.
Yeah.
But
Giants, maybe.
Giants already lost and broke my heart today.
And
So
Jets did too.
Hoping the Yankees could redeem tonight and sweep the Red Sox.
That'd be nice.
I almost don't want to watch it because I feel like I'm happy, like I'm excited to watch it, and I'm like, I'm just setting myself up for failure.
That's what happened to me last night. I was like, let's listen to this game, and then we were down, and then
that's why. Yeah, when you texted me, I turned it on because I was on the way to a gig, and I'm like, I don't want to get mad,
right,
or depressed, or just go in there with like a bad attitude, like fucking just go up on stage, fucking Yankees. They'd be like, we're in Jim Thorpe. What are you talking about? Fuck Yankees.
That's all I got. Good night.
That's a cool little town, that Jim Thorpe. Like I said, I texted you. I feel like I drove into a snow globe. Because you're just on these country Pennsylvania roads, and you just come into this little town.
Yeah, it's cute.
It looks like it's always ready for Christmas.
Always. Yeah.
Yeah, but
right.
I was like waiting for it to just start snowing and people walking. Like, it looked fake. It looked like a Hollywood set.
Like the way that little street goes up and the little side streets go off of it.
Yeah, and everyone's like smiling, and you're like,
did you eat over there?
The restaurant next door.
Okay.
Well, they delivered food to us. I don't know.
Oh, was it good?
Yeah, I got a nice pork sandwich. But I made the cardinal mistake of eating before my show. I should never do that.
Right.
Because I got this nice pork sandwich, but there was I forget the name of the cheese, but there was some cheese on it that I never heard of. So I'm like, I got to try that. And whenever I have cheese, I get like this. You know. Like, and I just want water, so you're up there for a half hour doing comedy, and I feel that I want to do that, but you can't do that. So like,
right.
For a half hour, I was suppressing, going to like clear my throat.
Was it a good show?
It was a really good show. It was like 100 people. But I don't know if you've been to that theater. It's really, I can't believe it's like, I think it's like 400 seats.
Yeah.
But I guess the top is the same size as the bottom, but it plays so tight for.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like they're right on top of you.
Yeah.
And they were good, and I got like I tried this brandy new part of this joke.
Right.
Because they felt cool, so I'm like, I'm just going to roll with it, and it wound up doing good. And it's like when like you have that one chunk that you're like, I just want this to work.
Yeah.
If that worked, I was like, I don't even care what happens the rest of the set. Like, I was riding the high off that joke.
Right.
First off, it working, but the main thing is me actually landing it.
Yeah.
Because it's like, it's got like a few steps, and you're like, if I start this, it's very tough to get out of.
Right.
If it's eating it. I gotta.
Yeah. It's one of the ones you got to just go with it. Even
you just got to go with it. So, like, when you get that first initial laugh, like, oh, okay.
Right.
And then, there was, because I was saying it for the first time, so I had like what appeared to be a thoughtful pause, but it was more like me rifling my brain for what I wanted to say. But it was like one of those pauses where they start laughing because they're anticipating. Right. So I'm like, mental note, put a pause here.
Yeah.
Your dumb thinking found some gold. But then, it's fun. Like I had so much fun telling that joke, and it went over so well that like my mind went blank after that.
Right.
I'm like, I just had to like totally switch topics. I was just like,
I just laughed at you not knowing what you were saying the whole time. Well, he does a lot of thoughtful pauses. So funny.
This is Joey thoughtful pauses. A lot of thoughtful pauses. But no, they were good.
I think he's overdoing the thoughtful pauses.
Yeah. I don't know. We love going to see Joe because we try to play seizure, thoughtful pause, or
stroke.
Yeah, you just see my eyebrow go. Yeah. So I was hanging out with my friends the other day, and that's. Because you always have like ideas. Like I was telling the joke that I added to for that for a while. It was one of those jokes I had no ending to, so it was just like it's like getting laughs. They want you to pay it off. They're like, this is good, and then you just be like, and that's what it is, And for whatever reason, my creativity has not gone beyond this point. So that's all you guys get. And then I was back with Brendan Donegan, the MC. I was telling him what I wanted to do with it. I was like, I don't know if I want to do it tonight. I want to do good, at the theater and stuff. And then he had some Jim Thorpe joke that he wrote backstage to start with. And I was like, that's good. But so he did it. He did the joke that he wasn't sure. So I'm like, fuck it. If he's going for it, I'm going for it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Like, fuck it. What's the worst that can happen?
Who was you and who else? Who's the headliner?
Mitch Fatel.
Oh, I was like, did you stay around? Did you leave?
I just said I watched like his first 5 minutes, then I left because I wanted to watch UFC.
Yeah.
Fucking Pennsylvania cell phone service is dog shit because I had the fights on my phone. Just I kept having to refresh. Like I got to the point where I'm like, fuck it, I'm just missing whatever fight's going on right now. Dude, the moment I got into Jersey, fucking, it was right before the Nick Diaz fight.
Right.
Perfect streaming. Nick gets announced. I pull over into a gas station just to watch it. I'm like, I gotta watch this fight.
Right. Did that go the distance or no?
No, I went into the third round. It was a good fight.
Yeah.
You could just tell Nick was out of shape.
Right.
But he's still really good. But yeah, so that was that.
Okay. That ended like your joke.
Well, I was like, I don't know if I want to get into UFC. It's such like a fucking.
Nah, that's cool.
Like.
Yeah, but you could have just said that. Like, I don't want to talk about the. That was that.
This is what you guys get when you come to a Joe Fernandes show. Just thoughtful pauses and abrupt endings.
I got a clip from a couple of clips I want to put up from my Saratoga show last week. There was a group of women, and I was like, I was going to go into my gay cruise bit, and I was just like, for years I've been asking my manager, I just wanted to work cruises. And she just like, why? Like, that's what the woman just out of nowhere. It's like, why? Why did you want to work? I'm like, it's just not me and you. And I joked around about it. I'm like, he just brings up topics and never complete. He just mentions topics and then moves on. Like what you think I was going to do? Like, so I always wanted to do cruises. Anyway, so I'm eating this salad. Like, of course, I'm going to tell you the story, hon. That's what the next 10 minutes are going to entail of why I wanted to do. You know what I mean? Like, you think I just brought up a topic and moved on?
Yeah.
I always wanted to do cruises. Anyway, cucumber salad. Let me tell you.
Yeah. I love this guy's transitions. I mean, it's like you think he's going one way, and then it goes the other way, and then boom. And that's where the comedy is.
A lot of people do transitions in the middle of their jokes, not this guy. He does a transition for transition. He does misdirection. A lot of people do misdirection jokes. He does misdirection transitions.
Dude, you got to book Mike Gaffney. He segues.
Yeah.
He's always got you on your toes.
Keeps you guessing.
Ain't nobody doing that these days. Nobody's segues. Another level.
And then there was a guy. I'm gonna clip this out too. I was like, "What do you do for a living?" He's like, "I'm a data scientist." I was like, "Sounds like it sounds important.
Sounds like a made up job."
It sounds like a made up job.
It's like when I was a gas station attendant. I was a petroleum distribution engineer.
I was like, "Man, data scientist sounds like a lot of things a lot of nothing." I was like, "Can you explain to me what you do?" And I said, "Remember, I'm a moron. Data scientist sounds like those really smart, big words. So just kind of." So he goes and says something brilliant. I was like, "Stop. Like I said, can you dumb it down?" And he goes, he's like, "I code things." I was like, "Now you can crank it up a little. You got to crank it up a little bit on me." And he's like, "Well, I do sequencing." And I was like, "Nope, back down a little bit. Can you anywhere between code things and sequencing? You got anything?"
Yeah, there's got to be something between code things and sequencing. He's so smart. He's like, I either go ultra smart or ultra dumb.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just not on your guys' level. I either sleep or I'm really smart. I don't speak dumb comedian. Dude, did you see that story on TMZ about the gorillas at the Bronx Zoo?
I saw the video.
Oh, you did see the video? I was going to show it on the.
Well, yeah, maybe the other people did. It's just not me and you.
So these families go to the Bronx Zoo. Make sure there's no ads playing. And I guess I don't know. You feel like that should happen more often, right?
What? There's an ad playing.
People capturing on video monkeys,
gorillas
definitely. Giving each other oral pleasures.
Yeah, you would think it happened more. Maybe people really aren't looking for it.
Why am I getting no sound? I hate when shit don't work.
Well, you don't need the sound.
Oh my god!
Oh my god! The sound is bad, so let me just look at that. I guess what the article didn't say, is this a gay monkeys or is that a woman monkey?
Is he blowing or eating, like going down on her?
Oh, he's going down.
I know he's going down, but is that a woman he's going down on? Was there?
I don't know. They're all equally as hairy, or was that just foreplay?
Quick.
That was that's getting the job done.
That is quick foreplay right there.
I just like the kids. They're all, but if you notice if you went back and watched it, there's like a little girl that goes like, "Oh," but she seems way too little girl to even know what the fuck that is.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
I get it. Yeah.
Like she was so little, I think she'd be like, "Is he blowing balloons?" Like,
hey, look, Mom and Dad, that's what you guys do. Remember when you guys wrestled?
Yeah. Remember when you were wrestling, Daddy, and you told me you were blowing balloons for my party?
That's what they're doing.
I think the monkeys are doing that. My mommy blows balloons before bed every night. It's nice. Well, that reminded me, like, just thinking of a girl, like, catching her parents having sex. That reminded me of that Norm Macdonald joke I heard recently when he was like, when I was a kid, I walked into my parents having sex. It was the worst 30 minutes of my life. Oh my God, it's so funny.
I think I told you that the only, like, me and my dad weren't close, right? We weren't pals. Mm-hmm. So we very rarely, I'll tell you, I can remember, there's vivid memories of me. You know, you have memories that just feel like they define certain things in your life.
Right.
Like moments. So there's a moment a long time ago. I was probably 10, 12 years old, tops. 10. I'm going to say 10, though. I'm pretty young. My father was in the bathroom, and I wanted to tell him a joke I heard.
Mm-hmm. And
I went in to tell him. First of all, I knocked on the door, and he was like kind of like pissed about it. I get it, but I mean, you're lighten up. I'm like, I got a joke to tell you. That's not like I'm coming in to ask you for fucking money. You know what I'm saying? I'm 10 years old, and I got a joke. He opens the door, and he's like, go ahead, and I tell the joke. I don't remember the joke. I remember nothing. I can't remember it like it happened 15 seconds ago. He was like, yeah, and? That was how he answered the joke.
What dick?
It broke my heart, dude. That was probably the last time I tried to ever be cool with him. And I was 10. I was like, fuck you, man. I walked away. I told my mother, I was like, he's a jerk off, man. I don't know what you want from me, man. And I was a little kid. I was like, fuck him.
Wow, what a dick.
Yeah. It was like, end. And I was like, all right. Now, the joke could have been a shit joke anyhow. Who knows? I was 10 years old. Probably some little kid joke I heard at school. I don't even know. But all you have to do is be like, I get it. And that's it. And move on.
Yeah, I laugh at my nieces and nephews' jokes all the time.
Best jokes ever, right?
You're like, whoa, this kid.
Was a lollipop. It the whole time was a lollipop.
The day in the day. Oh.
Yeah, kids crack me up. Yeah, but he gave me nothing. So I never really even tried to be friendly with him. I mean, I'm talking years. I never really tried to be cool with him.
Right.
So my father passed away 4 years ago now. In September was 4. So about 6 years ago, I saw that Norm Macdonald joke when he was on Conan, when he said, he's like, my wife was in a coma. And they're like, oh, really? He's like, yeah. I was like, the doctor said, we have some groundbreaking, things you can do that have been proven to work. They're a little unorthodox. Or we find oral sex can snap her out of this coma. And he's like, what? He's like, by God. He's like, but I'll do it because it's my wife and I love her. And I went in the room and I came out 5 minutes later and I was like, Doc, she's choking. And he obviously meant eat her out, not
yeah.
So I told my dad that, and he couldn't stop laughing. He thought about it, he kept mentioning it. Hey, she's choking. You know what I mean? That was the 10 years, and then fucking fast forward 30 years later before I try to tell him another joke.
I was so hoping you were going to say, like, yeah, and?
Nah.
He was like, motherfucker, how many years of jokes I'm going to give you? He was just roasting you. He goes in the other room. I ended him. And?
Yeah, my dad, he would laugh at my stuff if I was making fun of my mother or something like that, like family stuff. He would laugh. But, I didn't try to make him laugh.
Yeah, like my dad, if I ran a bits by him, even when I started doing comedy, he'd be like, yeah. Mm-hmm. But, like, I can make him laugh telling a story.
Right. But I wouldn't even, I like making people, here's my problem, even with, if I'm in a show room doing a show and it's a heckler or somebody I don't like in the room, I don't want to make them laugh. I don't give a fuck about it. I like making people laugh that I like I see, a connection. If I think you're a scumfuck, I don't care if you laugh.
Yeah. There was a time when you used to worry about things like that. You see, what the fuck's up with this guy? And then you, get into it, and you're like, wow, that was a waste of my time.
Correct.
Now you're just like, fine, be miserable.
Right.
I'm also that way. I'm the opposite sometimes. When the whole crowd hates me, I look for that one person that's smiling. I'm like, you.
Yeah.
Fuck 99 of these 100 people. You know what good comedy is. Everyone else stinks.
Yeah, but I always like making people laugh that I enjoy. People I like. You know what I mean? If I think you're an asshole, I don't care if you like me, if you're having fun. I don't give a shit.
Mm. Did your dad ever see you stand up? Like when
What's
you
up?
were did your dad ever come out to shows and see your stand up?
No. It wasn't even, I don't even think I offered because we wouldn't have it like that. We weren't like that. My mom came out early when I first started, when I did Bringers. Mm-hmm. My mom would come. And my mom hasn't seen me live in 18 years.
Wow.
Yeah. Only in the beginning. A lot of times I start working. I don't want my family to come. I don't want to be responsible for you.
No, I hear you. No. I don't like when they're there either.
Yeah, I just don't want to be responsible for your evening. All right, meet at park here, come in here. I don't want to do it. I don't want to.
Yeah, now they just come. They don't even tell. Like my brother Mike just showed up with his wife and some friends that they made their night. Didn't put it on me.
So my mom's probably too old. If your mom wanted to go, she's probably going to call you and say something.
Yeah. I usually tell her, please call me because I'll let you know if the show you're thinking about going to is going to be good. Yeah,
my mom wouldn't venture out on her own ever to nothing. Never mind one of my shows. It's not just going to go somewhere. You know what I mean? My mom doesn't do that. She just doesn't go. She doesn't do stuff. Back in the day when she was a lot younger, my Frankie, Melissa, all my friends would come, and she would go drive in with them, or take her own car, bring my niece and meet in New York. But my mom would be like, "What show are you? Where are you at?" And I'll tell her she's out of it. I'll be like, "Oh, can I come?" I don't know, man. We're good. I don't want to do because I'll be responsible for picking her up, making sure she's eating. I don't want none of that. I don't want it. I'm not even just for my mom. I don't want it for anybody. I don't want hey, man, what time? Want to meet? Want to go together? No, I don't want any of that.
Not go together. I hate that. People will be like, hey, I saw you. Why don't I take a ride with you?
Nope.
No, I don't want to.
No, I just want to go.
Yeah.
I want to go. I want to sit in the back. I want to do my thing. I don't want to care. I don't want to worry about if you got in and sat down. Did they get you a drink? Are you eating? I don't want to worry about that. You know what I'm saying? I just don't. And most of the shows local in Jersey are fundraisers. I'm not bringing her to a Knights of Columbus. You know what I'm saying? You're not coming. I'm not bringing you,
beef
Mom.
Steak. Hey, yo, Ma, you want to go stack beef I want to stack bread after you eat beef while I perform.
Look around a tower of bread to see your son on stage following his dream / nightmare.
Yeah, your mom with a selfie with a big tower of bread, and you this small in the background.
That's
my boy found his dreams and bread.
Actually, the bread, mostly his bread. It's bread.
Those are gigs that are made for me, though, because I'm just like sitting here. I'm like, this is like involving 3 of like my favorite things: comedy, bread, and steak. It's like I know they can be rambunctious, but you're like, even if this goes bad, I have a lot of bread to eat after and steak. Like, it's like you're like, wait, we're gonna have steak, bread. I get that. Yeah, book me for that. I'll take that.
Yeah, I don't mind doing the gig. I just don't want responsibility of my family there.
Yeah, I was grateful. My dad got to see me before he passed, like do a good show because he saw me do some awful shows, and you're just
right.
Oh man, you just got to stop coming, dude. I'm not good at this yet. It was like very early on, You're just like, this is. It's like when you come, it's 10 times more painful,
right,
than me bombing already. Like,
right.
Because I want to impress you.
Right.
And then one time he came out to Uncle Vinny's. I was opening for Don Jameson, and he came out with his whole hunting crew. And they were very easy to spot because it was the only table all in camouflage. Like, they came, like, from hunting to the club. They all ordered steak.
Right.
It was just drunk as hell, but it was a packed night. It was like when, like, that metal show was, like, really cooking, and like the rooms were filled for those guys,
right?
And just ripped it. And I was like, my dad's like, "Holy shit, you're good at this." He's like, I couldn't believe it. I was like, yeah, you're funny, but yeah, you're wow, because he hadn't seen me for I don't know, it was like years.
Right.
And you're like, if I eat it on this night when it's good,
when it's hot, yeah.
I'm just gonna have to get a new father.
My mom has gotten so like she's older. She only really like she's not. I don't know, man. She's out of it, man. I don't like to talk to her about my comedy because she just doesn't. I don't know, man. She's not really into it. She's like, she'll laugh at when I'm talking about the kids my family, but if I do jokes about anything else other than a kid, somebody she knows, she just I mean, when I tell you, like, you didn't say words, like, lost. But only when I'm saying. Now, if you go up there and you talk about whatever fuck you talk about, she doesn't know you. You can just talk about anything. She's going to laugh. She's only, when I talk, she wants to hear about stuff she knows.
I think it's because they are nervous for us, especially if they're at a show. Right? Like, and it's like they know us, so it's like if you're even. But me and you are pretty much the same person off stage as on stage. It's not like we're that far removed from our actual person.
So, like I said, my mom hasn't been to a show in 18 years, 17 years, who no longer. Yeah. But she watched my dry bar.
Oh, wow.
Like 2 months ago here, she watched my dry bar. Laughed, didn't laugh, a little bit of laugh, not like, you know what I mean? But where does she laugh? When I'm talking about Samantha or my son.
Yeah.
Well, when I'm talking about going to the gym or some shit, whatever I'm talking about on there, she'll be like, but not like she does about the kids.
That's got to be brutal. That's got to be more brutal than me watching someone watch you on video. Like,
it's horrible.
I can't watch myself on video. If I was to watch somebody watch me, oh, fuck that.
And I was just like, I wanted to snatch the fucking tablet from her. Like, you're good. We're good. But I let her watch it. And
you're paying attention to where she laughs. It's like,
yeah, because she's laughing at she's laughing a little bit here and there, a lot when I talk about my son. Because she only
relates.
can laugh. That's it. Yeah. She can't relate to,
gym.
Or me going to my doctor and saying my knee hurts. Like other people, me doing a sonogram. She just didn't relate to that.
I bet if she heard you do pick and pay, that would be good.
Yeah, because it's her.
Yeah.
Yeah, anything with family, she's in.
I was like, my mom. She's like, you don't do any jokes about me, like.
Right.
And I'm like,
but if my mom was to watch you on stage, she would laugh because she doesn't need it to be personal.
I think it's the same. I think it's the same with everybody's family. It's like they'll laugh harder for your friends than they will for you. Mm. I just think you're too close to the performer to laugh the way they would at a stranger.
Right.
I really do think that's.
You're right.
You know, because it's like there's just I don't know what it is, but there is something different about it.
Yeah.
You know, you can tell in their faces. Like sometimes I remember seeing my family at a table looking frightened because they wanted to go good for me. You know what I mean? Like,
and there's too much of them knowing you and knowing the thing you're talking about and knowing it all. So they already know all of this about you. It's like
right, yeah.
It's not revealing anything.
Exactly.
So they're just like, they're not gonna die laughing. But in a normal setting, when we make these videos, she sees this, she'll laugh at it. You know what I mean?
Your mother's always like liking my stuff on Facebook, and
she'll laugh at our stuff like this, but at a show, she's what?
She's one of those non-laughers, those people that shouldn't come to shows, and she doesn't. That's nice, you know.
So when I did that New Year's Eve, fucking live broadcast for Nicky this past New Year's Eve, where we had a theater that's built for 600 that had 4 people in it.
Yeah, that's. I felt my chest got warm at the.
At me just saying that. So we had 3 cameras shoot, like a beautiful shoot, live streaming on all devices on Apple TV and Fire TV, and there's just beautiful setup and 4 people in the crowd. So I went up, I forget the host. Then someone else did me, and then Ross Bennett was closing. And it was okay, but you don't get no feedback. By the time I got up, there was 7 or 8 people in the showroom. In the theater. Mm-hmm. That's it. You get there laughing. You get laughs. There was like hearty laughs from the 8 people out there, but it's not 600 or 800 what's supposed to be in this fucking room. And yeah, we're broadcasting live. People aren't they're going to feed off my energy through the camera, so I'm trying to be like in the camera and not worrying about the 8 people in the room. So my mom, I'm like, I gave her the code and she watched and she's like, yeah, it was good. It was good. It was good. The guy at the end, that's how she responded to me. The guy at the end, he was so funny. That guy, what's his name? I'm like, Ross Bennett. Like, so funny. I'm like, okay, cool. And she's like, you were good. I'm like, all right, Mom. Stop saying shit. Stop saying words, because you're not helping me.
I can just picture you were good. Especially. Just shut up. Don't even say it that way. It's like, I'd rather you tell me I was bad.
Yeah.
Or I don't get it. Or what does your dad say? And?
Huh? And?
Would
have preferred an end.
Yeah, Mom, would you like to shout? And? Yeah.
Yeah, it would have been a lot easier to swallow. Then, it was good. And then 3 minutes later, no, but your stuff you were good. I was, you were good.
There's nothing worse than you were good too.
Yeah. You're good. I like that guy, Ross. I'm like, yes.
Oh,
so I remember I got a DVD from Ross Bennett years ago. My father loved him. My father watched it. He loved it.
Yeah.
So I don't remember if my mom remembered that and enjoyed it because of that. But she's like, the guy at the end I really liked. I'm like, yeah, that's good. He's funny. I'm glad you liked him. Mm. But my mother and father both would be like, I'm going to make up a name, and it isn't even going to be accurate. I'm just going to say it. Just something that we know is hilarious. Just go Bill Burr. It's not about Bill Burr.
Yeah.
My father and my mother would be like, we watched, what was his name? He was on the late night thing the other day. What was his name? Bill. I said, yeah, Bill Burr. I saw it. Like, yeah, I ain't care for him. And it's not Bill Burr. I'm just saying, somebody that we know is amazing, right?
Yeah.
It's hilarious. Yeah, care for him. We didn't like him. My mom, yeah, I didn't like him. I don't think he was funny. I'm like, I would lose my mind. I'd be like, you don't think these are the funniest people on the planet. Shut up. Both of you just shut up and watch fucking Law and Order. Don't bother with comedy, and definitely don't give me your goddamn criticism and like you're writing a fucking article. We don't want to hear it from you. Both of you. Zero sense of humor to me. All right? But I would snap. I would be like, I would be like, they're the funniest people ever, man. What are you talking about? Yeah. And I know comedy's subjective, so I don't blame their sense of humor, but I don't want to hear you say they're not funny because you're wrong.
Yeah. Well, some people just like hacky shit too.
No, yeah, they don't get. But I don't like when anybody says they're not funny. So even if I think they're the hackiest fuck or the smartest fuck or the nerdy comic, if you're in the room and there's humans laughing, they think they're funny. So don't say they're not funny. That's not the way to present that. I don't find. Yeah, I didn't care for him. That's not my taste. That's not my style. All right, cool. I'm good with that. Yeah, he's not funny. Not funny. So the audience wasn't laughing. Oh yeah, they were. So then he was funny. Morons. Flip the channel. Put back on fucking Murder, She Wrote or whatever the fuck it is you watching here. MASH. Whatever, Dan.
But have you seen that Jeff Dunham? Now that's a genius.
Yeah, that's comedy.
He's got puppets and shit. There's crowds like that. Do you ever you have a crowd where you're like, you have some jokes that you're very proud of. They're very creative. You know, you're like, you feel like you're doing something different. I don't have anything like that. They give you like a lukewarm response, and you're like, fart joke. They're like, this guy's crazy. I gotta get out of my chair. You're like, yeah, okay.
It's how I feel about. I'll do 45 minutes to an hour, and in that hour, I will down. Nowadays, I did an hour and 10 minutes both nights at Saratoga, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nowadays, if there's 3 to 5 minutes of material about my kids, if it might be a total of 3 minutes about my kids, I will do extremely well. It's not like I only get 3 minutes of laugh. And I don't want to say killing because people like to use that. I'm doing well.
I found who said, I like killing. I'm talking about destroying.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't like to say killing.
I know a lot of people like to use that word killing, so I ain't going to do that. But I'm going to tell you, I destroyed, annihilated, thinking Adam, I don't want to use the word bomb because that's not good, but Adam explode. It was just...
Shema.
Nobody went to the bathroom. Okay, that's
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. But I did really well. Very well. Yeah. At the end of each show, oh my God, man, I loved your show, man. The kids, man, right? Oh, your kids. I'm like, I did one
and that's what they remember.
Fucking hour, and then remember the fucking 3 minutes about the kids. Because that's what they can relate to.
Exactly.
They can't. The other stuff is funny, but that's not the stuff they'll walk out of here remembering. Exactly.
It happens all the time. They're just like, oh, I love that one. You're like, that's the one I hate the most. I wish I never even said it. I just did an hour of comedy, and you like the one that I hate? Get out of here, and here's your money back. You're not getting a CD. Get the fuck away from me.
The one I stumbled upon by accident, that's the one you like?
Yeah.
The one that I didn't even plan on saying?
Yeah, the one I said after a long, thoughtful pause that looked like a seizure. That's the one you liked? Yep, of course you did.
Of course you did. It's so frustrating. It just gets me so frustrated. I'm like, man, you gotta...
It is what it is.
It is what it is. I'm not going to get angry at the people, but like...
It's just funny. It's personally funny. Like, you're just like, This is unbelievable. It's like if you could pick any... And it's just the reason, because it's so consistent that person always comes to talk to you.
Yes.
You could have 400 people that liked all your other stuff but that joke, but that one comes up to you.
Yeah.
The kids stuff. You're like, get the fuck away from me, okay? What's your name? Ross Bennett. Now leave. Go find him.
I did. Remember, what was that? Wise Guys in Syracuse?
Yeah.
I mean, I did that 2000 and I don't even remember 11, 12, and I have like 2 or 3 people who saw me up there became fans, and the joke they love, and I was happy because then I was featuring, and I did 30 minutes in probably 20 minutes were about my kids. And the last 10 were stuff about me. And I did the chuck 'em in my butt joke with the the girl put the finger in my butt, and when I try to ask a girl, hey, when you're having sex, what do you have to do with your fingers? I do math? Well, no. If you got nothing to do with your fingers, just chuck them in my butt. I mean, that was my joke. This group loved it, and the woman and the guy probably still to this day will say chuck them in my butt like on a comment.
Yeah.
Like, and I was so happy that they loved that joke. I was like, yes, fucking yes. Chuck them in my butt. And I was in the heart of doing my kids' material, and I was happy about it, but it was so frustrating that that's what people always love.
Oh yeah, I feel the same way. Yeah. I heard Nate Bargatze had an interesting thing he said one time. I think he heard it from somebody, but he found it to be true in his life after he did a few different hours.
Right.
Like some older comic said, we all just kind of rehash our own personal topics just in different forms.
Yeah.
And he says when he looks at his hours, he's like, yeah, I'm still talking about the same exact things, just in a whole different form.
Right.
I started noticing that about me. I'm like, all right, food, the butt, fucking,
yeah.
Marriage. It's like you just keep not recycling jokes, but you just it's who you are.
Yeah, just talk about what you
you obsess with.
Right. And what's your part? What happens to you every day?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I can't live a different life.
Yeah, I just found it to be interesting because I'm noticing it now that I'm building a new act because I only had the one act for a while.
Right.
Now that I'm building a new act, I'm getting new jokes, and I'm like, oh yeah, you're not reinventing the wheel here.
Well, I kind of feel I'm a little different because most of my material changed. Like, yes, there's a bunch of jokes about my kids that them doing stupid shit as a parent. You know what I'm saying? So I don't ever reinvent. If I'm talking about my kids, it might be something dumb they do. But I have a ton of different topics that I've talked about over the years. You know what I'm saying? And even newer materials, it isn't like something new my being a dad and my son did. Like, it's like I very rarely.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I try. But I was thinking of, I was watching with Sebastian. Sebastian had Chipotle and Subway. Right. Subway joke in the beginning. Remember Subway? Is it Subway? Was it a Subway joke? Or what's the other sandwich making joke? Sandwich making place.
Blimpies?
No, so it's Subway. It is Subway.
Yeah, Subway, yeah.
So he went in a Subway, remember?
And he's doing the whole... Yeah.
And then he did Chipotle, same thing. He went on, beans, rice, chicken, beans, and it was Chipotle.
Yeah.
Same exact joke frame. 2 different restaurants.
Yeah, I'd have to watch them again, but I remember even before I was a comic watching Eddie Murphy Rocks, Delirious was one of my favorite specials,
right?
Especially as a kid. And if you watch, I have to watch it again to see if I still feel this way. But I remember feeling like he did some similar jokes, but just in a different,
right.
Just just switched it up a little bit.
So he did Ice Cream Truck.
Yeah,
the first one, and then the second one was the burger.
Yes.
Mama burger. So that's
it was kind of similar. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But I hate to cut this short, but the Yankees are about to play the Red Sox and hopefully sweep them.
Are they starting right now?
Is it 8 o'clock? I don't know. I thought it was
7 o'clock.
It was 7 o'clock?
That's what I saw after I told you 8. I looked on.
Let's see what we got going on here. Yankees. Oh yeah, it's bottom of the third, 0-0. We have to get out of here like a half hour ago. Well, we did an hour anyway, and we got some of the cobwebs out. Did some chatting. I hope people that are listening,
But I really wanted to. Was one thing I want to talk about.
All right, fuck it. Yeah, we can. We don't have to. I mean, the Yankees still 0-0.
We'll end it as soon as. I mean, I have.
Is this a hot corner? Want me to get the graphic ready?
Yeah, I guess, but it's not going to be long.
All right, I'm going to go hot corner to a single shot to you. I guess it's not going to play.
All right. I don't know if this is a hot corner, if everybody can relate to this, but it's something that irked me. So I go to this one veterinary clinic in Armonk, New York, and it's the Armonk Veterinary Clinic. I probably shouldn't put them on blast, but I am because I got aggravated. So they have the veterinary clinic is on the right, and then it's attached to another. I don't know if they're affiliated with one another, but there's like all these dogs. It might be like a dog daycare or whatever in the left side, and it's all different dogs. And it's the cutest thing. There's like 15 different breeds just all running around barking. And then around the side of the building, there's this big picture window, and the dogs will come up and sit and bark. And there's like all these different types of breeds and sizes, and it's the cutest thing ever. They're like, woo, woo, and they're like looking at you as you walk past past the picture window. So I've seen them for like 8 months. So last week was the first time they were all like different sizes, and I took my phone out, went to go I took a picture, and the guy who's always walking the dogs out of there comes out. He sees me take the picture, and he's like, no, don't do that. And I was like, do what? And he said, take a picture. I'm like, why? And I was like, I was so taken. I was like, they're so cool, though. And he's like, no, not as geo-positioning, global positioning. And I was like, I didn't even want to go any further because I was so angry, and I need the job. I was about to snap. And I was like, all right, whatever, guy. Listen, whatever you're about, I don't want to do this. And I deleted the phone, deleted the picture, and got in the car and drove away. What the fuck is the deal? If you have an ad, what the fuck is the deal? Geo Global, is there somebody looking at my pictures going, there's Fritzy. I knew we found her. We can go kidnap Fritz. What are you talking about, bro? Do you think people are waiting for me to post a picture on Instagram so they can find out where these fucking mutts come and hang out for the day? I don't understand what is happening. I don't understand. Do you as a pet owner don't want random people taking a picture and putting them on their social media? Are you offended? Do you think the dog's like, hey, what the fuck? Don't take pictures of me. I wasn't ready. What do you think is happening? And if you are a person who's like, I don't want my dog's, face used on social media, you're a fucking whack job. You're a whack job. And if I find out that's you, I don't want your dumb dog on my photo anyhow. I want normal humans like that dog. Oh, it's cute. You want to post it? Go ahead. I don't give a fuck. It's a cute dog. I don't want a person who's obsessed over their dumb dog like that. And if that's what that was about, ugh. That's all, Joe. You have a dog. I want to know what you think. How crazy is that?
I don't know what to think of that whole thing.
I'm like, I took a picture. He's like, no, don't do that. I was like, well, I didn't know what he was saying. I thought because I kind of parked weird. Yeah. And I was like, what? And he's like, nah, don't take a picture. I'm like, yeah, but they're so cool. And he's like, nah, it's global positioning.
So he's afraid to let
want
people know where they're at?
Yep. If I post a picture, and then when I post
geotag it, and then people will go take these dogs.
I don't know. Because if I would have went any further,
as a dog owner, I can't relate with this motherfucker, so I don't know what.
Got it.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Does he?
I take so many pictures of my dog. He's geotagged all over the place. You can find him anywhere.
But is there some sort of issue with the owners of the dogs that left them there for the day? They don't want their dogs out there because someone can see. Oh my God!
This guy. The owners of the dogs. The place doesn't want the owners to see any pictures that aren't say the owners or their algorithm. I don't know. May show they don't want if it's like a shitty situation. They don't want the people that have their dogs there.
Maybe that's
to
what
see
it
an
is?
awful picture and get the wrong idea about what's happening to them there.
Yeah, but when these people, let's just say, when these people come up to get their dogs, this is the window they kind of walk up, and then they walk around the front, and then they wait because the guy brings the dogs out. But this is the window they see. Everyone sees it. Anyone driving past this sees this big picture window with dogs just and all jumping at the glass, and then there's dogs all over that fucking room, all hanging out. I thought it was fascinating. I talked to them a month ago. I was like, I just love how there's so many breeds and they just hang out together. I think it's awesome.
Yeah,
I just think it's so cool. All these different dogs. Sizes, little puppies, all these fucking dogs just hanging together. I just think it looks funny. And he was like, so you're telling me the owners, they already know what's happening in there. They're just fun. I don't even know what this is. It's not dog grooming because I think it's, I don't know if it's a daycare. I got to find out what this place is. But I've seen two of these same dogs Like they got like these square faces. I don't know what kind of dog they are. Like their faces are kind of square, like squared off, and they're small. No, they're like a longer nose and kind of square. Their faces kind of look square.
Oh, like the Spuds MacKenzie dog?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, those are like there's like a version of pit bull. I forget what they're called.
So there was 2 of those hanging together in like by the door, and I've seen them like 3 days in a row. So I'm like, they can't be here for grooming.
It's a bull terrier.
That's it. That's probably what it is. Okay.
Yep.
So they can't be just here hanging out. I mean, it's just 3 days in a row, so it just must be a place you get dropped off at. Right? It wouldn't be grooming 3 days in a row.
No, it's probably doggy daycare.
Yeah. So it's right next to the vet clinic. I'm sure they're not a dog being taken care of because they would be taken care of.
Or you know what? Maybe, because sometimes like maybe he was just like sometimes like animal rights people like take pictures of shit and then like maybe he didn't know who you know what I mean? Maybe you were doing like something funkin', like to fuck with them.
Cool. But we already talked about how awesome I thought this was a month ago. And I'm taking a photo and I said, oh, but they look so cool. Like, he's like, nah, just because with the geo tracking. I'm like, I couldn't get into it because I would have lost my fucking mind.
Now you got to ask him next time you see him. Be like,
I want to talk to him. I walked past him Friday. I walked past him Friday and he was walking a dog. I wouldn't even look at that motherfucker face because I would snap. I want to snap and I need a job.
Use it in conversation just to. Like,
I don't want to talk to the guy.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to lose my mind. Nothing that comes out of his dumb fucking head is going to make sense to me. Nothing.
Oh my God.
Is he protecting the dogs? Is he protecting the owners? What the fuck are you doing? What are you talking about?
I like how you were like, Joe, as a dog owner, makes sense of this. Like,
please.
It sounds like just that's like that guy that's like at like every job or whatever, like thinks he knows shit.
Yeah.
Like, he's that guy, I can be the boss, you know what I mean? They don't know shit, fucking geotech. He's just using terms that he don't, like, trying to be smarter than he is.
Yeah. Well, see, here's how I know he knows he's a fucking jackweed. Because he wouldn't even say...
language, Mike. Jackweed. Sorry, people at home, this is supposed to be a family show.
When he's seen me, he didn't say hi. He didn't even look. He said hi to me every day for the past, 3 months. He's the guy who walks the dogs. Like, he's in that room, dressed normal. He's not like in a doctor's uniform, just a regular clothes, and he goes in and out. He's an older guy, probably maybe my age, and he just comes in and out with the dogs, walks them down a little grass pathway, and then goes back and brings the next one out. And, the dogs in the window, I always, can imagine them, when am I going? I want to go out. Like, you know what I'm saying? They're all, at the window while he's walking the dog. Hey, I want to go outside, too. And it's he comes in and takes one of them out. I just think it's cute as fuck, and I want to take a picture of all these crazy dogs hanging out together, and there's no way the owners don't know that happens because that's the window everyone sees. So we can't be protecting them from doing shady shit. What are these dogs in the witness protection? What the fuck are you talking about with your geo-tracking? I might have to ask him.
I would ask him. Just ask him. Be like, what the fuck? You'd be like, I haven't been able to sleep since you said geo-tracking. Like, what the fuck's happening here?
Yeah, because I don't accept what you're going to say. I got to
You need to report back to the podcast. You got to ask him what geo-tracking is because we got to find out what other bullshit term he's going to use after that.
Yeah. You know what I'll do? I'll put my phone on record.
Yes.
And I'll try to put it in my pocket somewhere where you can't see it, facing him.
Okay.
I asked you a question, dude. The other day I couldn't take a picture with some sort of geo-tracking thing you were worried about. Can you tell me what's up with that?
You got to do it. I got to know.
Yeah, I got to be able to take what he says and let it go because I need the job. I really wanted to tell him.
Yeah, well, you'll let it go at the podcast. That's what you'll come vent here. You don't have to just don't punch him in the face then, and then.
It's it's like these people. I don't know, man. Dog people and the pet people and these fucking vets. And you guys are you need to take yourself down a notch because I know you guys are not you, but I know you feel special. You got dogs. You love your dogs. I got it. And I love your animal too. And I don't want nothing to happen to your animal. Take it down a notch, you arrogant, sitting on a fucking pedestal motherfucker. Bring it down before I chop you down. One guy I went to is a vet. I walked in. And the nurse, like the assistant behind the desk, she knows me, so she goes back to get all the samples. I'm waiting in the front, and then the doctor comes in, and he's like, "How are you, sir? Are you being helped?" I'm like, "Yeah." She's getting the samples for IDEX, and he's like, "Wow, you look very unofficial." And it took every ounce of energy to not say, you have a problem with randos coming in here taking bags of shit that ain't official? Who's coming in here asking for bags of shit anyhow? Isn't I'm probably the only guy who asked for that shit? Anybody else is coming in here for shit?
You don't look official.
So he didn't say professional. I was wearing this shirt and a pair of shorts, very just normal guy coming to grab bags of shit. We have shirts that we wear, but it doesn't say the company. For them, they don't know who it is. It's the company I work for. They don't know who picks up shit. It's IDEX is the name of the company I get. So he doesn't know. I'm like, what do you think? I'm coming here with a badge, stethoscope, and a white cloth. I drive shit from here to a lab. I don't really have nothing to do with this process. Fucking unofficial.
Maybe they want you to have like a shirt on that says like what.
Give me your shit, please.
Yeah.
Now. First off, they don't provide shirts that say IDEX. We have a shirt that says US PAC, but that's a third party. That's the company I work for, and they don't even know who we are. So what would that say? It doesn't say US PAC representative of IDEX. It would just say US PAC. What do you even know what that means? You don't know what that means. It's a T-shirt. I wear a T-shirt as my uniform. You look unofficial. You look like someone I'm about to punch in the face.
Yeah, you officially look like someone
I'm about to fucking smack.
Yeah. I officially want to punch you in the face. Officially. How'd you like that punch? Felt pretty professional, right? Official. That was official.
Do you feel officially knocked out?
Yeah, officially though.
But I need a job, so I got to suck it up. Like, okay.
That's life. You need
That's
a job.
Life.
Got to suck it up.
Suck it up. Anyway, that's it.
All right. I picked a good time for the podcast to come back where I have no shows in October to promote. Yeah. But November 5th and 6th, I will be out in Pennsylvania at the Church of Satire, Friday and Saturday night.
Nice.
It's a 50-seater, so please come out. There's plenty of seats left. And you got anything, Mike, coming up?
Nothing that people can go to that I know of. I just got something now. Eagle Oaks Country Club.
All right, go to the Eagle Oats Country Club and see if they'll let you. But thanks everybody for listening. Please go over to iTunes and leave a comment. It's been a while since I've asked people to do that. Just rate the show. Subscribe on YouTube at youtube.com/Joe Fernandes to watch the full video. And we appreciate all your support. We'll see you guys next week. You've been listening to All in Our Heads.
See ya.
Oh, fuck. Why does it never go?